You are now host.
All right, fantastic. So hi, everyone. My name is Sam. The students refer to me as Mix Sam. I am going to be the acting director for our Summer Rising program. And I'm very excited, but we also have a lot of things that are sort of up in the air and things that we have planned. So we're going to go over the basic stuff, and then I'm happy to open up for questions. The first thing to know is that this is going to be for middle school. So elementary has their own program in the same building, but this is going to be what we're doing for middle school. We're going to be having a summer school in the morning and summer camp in the afternoon, but it's all the same program. It's all part of the Summer Rising program. So Summer Rising itself starts at 8 a.m. and goes until 4 p.m. But we're going to break down what those look like a little bit more. Can everybody see the screen? So yeah, every single Monday through Thursday, we're going to have program. It's not going to be on Fridays. There's going to be no program for middle school on Fridays. And our first day is actually Tuesday, July 6th, in observance of July 4th weekend. So every single day, the students can come in starting at 8 a.m. And if students would like to leave after this summer school portion, they are not allowed to leave on their own unless we are given a written note. So if you would like your student to leave after the summer school, they're going to have a written note that says that they are always allowed to leave at a certain time. Otherwise, students will stay for the entire day. We'll have a break. Ideally, it's between 12 and 1, but we're probably going to stagger lunch so that we don't have that many students all in the same room. And then dismissal will be in the backyard of the school. For those of you who have had students who have been in person this year, you kind of understand the procedure that's been what we've been doing. But my apologies, somebody's calling me on the radio. But yeah, so we're going to be starting. My apologies. Okay. So yeah, dismissal will be in the backyard, exactly the way that it has been throughout the school year. And if you are unfamiliar with that, then basically you're going to come through that side gate. And you can stand on, we're going to be having a designated area for parents to be standing and waiting. All of those staggered spots are going to be 3 feet apart. And then students will be dismissed to their parents. Students who are allowed to walk home, which is the majority of our students, will just be let out of that gate. So before we move on to activities, are there any questions about that? And then Miss Brown, Amanda Brown, is going to be our program for this program, but she's also going to be monitoring the chat. So if I am not able to see the chat, Miss Brown will be able to tell me anything that comes up. All right, so I'm not hearing any questions. I'm going to move on to the activities. We're going to have a variety of different activities in the afternoon. I'm not really sure exactly what the schedule looks like for the morning, but in the afternoon, we are going to have STEM activities that include Design Squad. Design Squad is a class that we've had in after school for years now. It's taught by Mr. Deanna, and it's hands-on engineering class. We're also going to be doing media with a focus on photography. And we have some very cool photography materials that we got this year. We got some really nice cameras, and we also got a drone. So we're excited to bust that out. For leadership, we're going to have 2 separate classes as well. The first one is a culture class, which is students will be learning about each other's cultures, researching
Che ti serve, David? Guido? Vabbè, non fa niente.
And then presenting to each other. Our mutual aid project is also going to be a very cool thing. We're trying to figure out exactly what all those projects can look like, but they're going to look a little bit like making things around the school look pretty, doing murals, fixing up a garden in the backyard, and then the biggest thing is going to be creating a community fridge for the Bay Ridge community, where the kids will paint it, and then we're going to have students fill that fridge and try to help maintain it and learn about what mutual aid looks like and other ways to volunteer within their communities. For physical activity, students will have 1 hour of physical activity every single day. And we have both gym, which is going to be mostly sports, and then dance, which can be a variety of different kinds of dances, but we're going to be focusing a little bit on hip hop and lyrical stuff. For our arts classes, we're going to be doing a class called TikTok Challenges, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The students are going to learn challenges from the social media app TikTok, and they're going to either do those dances or those movements or all those little challenges. We will not be posting these videos on TikTok unless we are given clearances and we have given parents explicit informed consent forms. So if we do post it, it is most likely that we'd be posting it on our school's Instagram and not on TikTok. And even then, we're going to be making sure that all parents are informed and they've signed waivers. It's mostly just the videos that we'd like to keep so that the students can do those activities. And then finally, we are, like I mentioned, are going to be painting murals around the school. We're going to be fixing up the garden in the backyard. We're going to be doing some things that just sort of make the school a little bit nicer that we wouldn't have the chance to do during after school. And then we want to make sure that students also get a little bit of unstructured free time. Now, it's not completely unstructured. They do have to stay within whatever classroom we have them in, but they are going to be able to pick if they want to do art projects or if they want to game with each other or if they want to, 1 second, I see a hand raised. But yeah, so they're going to be able to kind of explore spending time on their own as well. I see a hand raised, Zeta. Would you like to ask a question?
Yeah, I wanted to know, my son is not into dancing, so I don't know how would that work out for those who may not be interested in that activity.
Yeah, so we have two potential possibilities for this summer. One is that we are able to give students choice, and one is that we are not allowed to mix pods, and we are still in conversations about what that's going to look like. Initially, the schedule was made with the idea that students would be allowed to create choices at the beginning of camp, and we could design a track where students are focusing on STEM, or focusing on leadership, or focusing on gaming, or focusing on performing arts, or focusing on visual arts. However, unfortunately, it sounds like we are not allowed to mix pods at this moment, and so every student's going to have to try to do every single activity. But the dance teacher knows that we have 12-year-olds who don't love dancing. And so with that, we're probably just going to sort of take it as it goes. We may have students who decide to be the DJs instead, or decide to just sort of sit on the sidelines, and we'll give them an art project. But we'll take that as it goes. But the hope is that we'll be allowed to mix pods and give students choice so that if students who don't want to dance, don't have to dance. I know that I saw a couple of notifications. So do we have questions about that section?
So we have a couple of questions in the chat. We have a question from Kim, and Kim wants to know, can students attend the summer camp activities in the afternoon only?
So technically, no. Technically, they are required to attend for the entire day. They are enrolled for the entire day. However, if your student really does not need summer school, we are not in control of when your student is dropped off. So if you decide as your family that you do not want your student to be here in the mornings and you decide to drop them off at 12, then we can't really tell you that it's mandatory that they be there for the morning. But I am supposed to tell you that it is mandatory that the students are there for the entire day. Ms. Brown, do we have a question?
Yeah, Kim also wants to know how many students per class.
Very good question. And it's a question that we are asking all the time. So at the moment, it sounds like we are going to be somewhere between 15 and 20 kids per class, but COVID safety guidelines for schools are changing on a regular basis, and enrollment is changing on an hourly basis. So we are hoping to have more classes and smaller groups, but at the moment, it may be up to 20 students in a class.
We have a couple more. So Des wants to know, will there be outside time during the day?
100%. We are trying to make sure that our gym classes can be outside as much as we can. Obviously, the weather may not cooperate. It may be thunderstorming, or it may be 110 degrees. And in that case, we may keep them indoors. But we are going to try and have them outside as much as possible. We're also trying to push for having a little bit more staff on at least 1 day a week so that we can bring students to the local park. Again, permission slips will come out about that so that you'll be informed about where we're going. But we're hoping to be able to bring students to Owl's Head or Shore Road so that we can have them run around a little bit more.
Okay, a lot of questions are coming in. So we have another question from Deborah. She's just basically letting us know that they will be missing 2 weeks of summarizing for an already planned vacation. Whom should she talk to?
She should email me directly. So my email, I'll also give this to you at the end of the day today, is sam.nia.is30. And that is right here, sam.nia.is30@gmail.com. So if you have any questions, these are all different ways to contact me, but the best way is to email me because I will definitely be checking my email. Another question.
Our next question will be, what are the schedule differences between middle school and elementary students?
So the biggest difference, we're gonna have probably smaller class times and things like that for elementary, but the biggest difference is that the summer school and summer camp aspects are integrated. So students will be having both summer school and summer camp throughout the day, whereas middle school is very much structured. The first 4 hours belong to the school and the next 4 hours belong to the CBO, the NIA, essentially.
So we have another question. There hasn't been much detailed information published by the DOE about Summer Rising. Is the intent for this to be more of a camp or more of a school?
Good question. I'm not really sure what the DOE's intention is beyond catching students up academically, because this year was very, very challenging in terms of making sure that students get their full education for their grade. So essentially, the city decided what we need free childcare. We want to get students back into something a little bit closer to normal. And we also want to have students catch up academically. So it's going to be mostly school focused, I believe, from the DOE, but we want to make sure that we have as much recreation time as we have academics.
So we have another question. Jacqueline, I private message you. She just wanted to say that she's going to be away for the beginning of the program, like the first week. So I just let her know just to email you. Another question is, will kids that take public transportation be given Metro cards?
Yes. So I believe that all students who are not bused will be receiving Metro cards, even if they don't need a Metro card to come to school. A Metro card will be available to them.
Kim says, so technically students can come in for summer camp activities at noon only.
I'm not supposed to tell you that. Your student is mandated, if they are enrolled, to be a part of the morning. But yes, if they happen to show up only at 12, then they can't participate in the morning.
Right. We can't tell you when to bring your children in. You do know that it's from this time to this time. Whenever you choose to drop off your child is whatever time. So that's what we're just gonna leave it at.
Yeah.
There's another question. Is there going to be Summer Rising for elementary school as well?
Yes, there is a Summer Rising program for elementary. Our wait list at the moment for middle school is only about 40. The wait list for elementary is larger than the entire program. It's about 200. So if you are trying to sign your student up for elementary, I recommend doing it very, very soon. And even then, we're not really sure if we can add students in, but there is an elementary program, and it's much larger than the middle school one.
So Ed said, our daughter is going into 7th grade, has done well academically. Is the classes intended as a catch-up or as a supplement? Before you answer that, Mixiam, are you referring to the academic aspect for Summer Rising, Ed?
Yeah, the morning academics.
That is a good question. I believe it's more of a catch-up, but to be honest, I am not as informed about what the academics look like in the morning. That is.
So are they the people handling the morning? Are they DOE teachers or are they NIA staff?
Yes. So the DOE is running the entire morning. Principal Harriman and Assistant Principal Idris will be running most of that program. So it will definitely be DOE teachers teaching the curriculum for the school year that the students just came out of.
So it would be like periods in the sense of, is it the ELA hour and a math hour?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that math and ELA are the primary focuses, but I also believe that there will be a social studies and a science class as well. Do we have any other questions, Ms. Brown?
So far, that is all the questions. If any more pops in,